In this video, we're going to introduce the nth roots of unity, and we're going to start off by investigating these three equations. Z squared equals 1, Z cubed equals 1, Z to the 4 equals 1. So I want to find the roots of each of these. So starting off with the first one, okay, Z squared equals 1. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to subtract 1 from both sides, okay? And then, of course, this factorises to Z minus 1, Z plus 1 equals 0. And so, of course, we have two roots, 1 and minus 1. So on an Argand diagram, they would look like this, 1 and minus 1 on the real axis. Okay, so that's your first one, nice and straightforward. Now if we have a look at the second one, Z cubed equals 1, let's do the same job. Z cubed take away 1 equals 0. Now, how are we going to factorise that? Well, you know that 1 is going to be a root of this equation, because 1 cubed take away 1 is 0. So Z minus 1 must be a factor of Z cubed minus 1. So with a little bit of polynomial division, okay, so Z cubed, that would be Z squared minus Z squared. We don't want Z squares, do we? So Z, then minus Z, and then we'd need Z, 1 and minus 1. Okay, so this factorises to Z, take away 1, Z squared plus Z plus 1 equals 0. Okay? Right. So, if I solve that quadratic, Z squared plus Z plus 1 on your calculator, we're going to get that either Z equals 1, or we've got Z is equal to minus 1 over 2, so minus a half plus root 3 over 2i, or minus 1 half take away root 3 over 2i. So we don't have minus 1, but we still have the 1. Okay, we've still got the 1 as a root. The other two roots, minus a half plus root 3 over 2i, so it'd be somewhere up here. And the other one would be somewhere down there. Okay, and you would have your 3 roots. Now, what you need to spot here is that in these cases, okay, so if I look at trying to find the length, the modulus of that complex number, so we've got 1 half, and that's root 3 over 2. So the square root of 1 half squared plus root 3 over 2 squared is equal to 1. So the modulus of both of those complex numbers will be 1. Okay? So far, the modulus of all of the numbers that we found so far, all of the roots, have been 1. Right, let's have a look at this next one. Z to the 4 equals 1. Let's do a similar trick. Z to the 4 take away 1 equals 0. Now we know that, once again, 1 is going to be a root, because 1 to the power 4 take away 1 is 0. So I know Z minus 1 is a root. But more than that, this is still the difference of two squares. So I can factorise this directly as Z squared take away 1 times Z squared plus 1 equals 0. Okay, so we've got this, which is difference of two squares, so Z minus 1, Z plus 1, and then we've got the Z squared plus 1 equals 0. Okay, now that means the roots are going to be 1, minus 1, and here the solutions of Z squared plus 1 equals 0 are plus or minus I. So you'll have I and minus I. So on our diagram, let's get rid of those. We've got 1, we've got minus 1, we've got I, and let's put it as 1 on the imaginary axis rather, and minus 1, there, minus I. And so you've got your 4 roots. So let's see what we're spotting here, right? So if you've got z to the n equals 1, then what we're seeing is that there are n roots to this equation, okay? That's what we're noticing. There are n roots because this had 2, this had 3, this had 4, okay? We noticed that z equals 1 was always a root. And if you notice here, you've got minus 1 appearing as a root there, minus 1 appearing as a root there, and you would expect minus 1 to appear again for z to the 6 equals 1. So if n is even, then z equals minus 1 is a root. Is a root if n is even. Okay, so these are things that we are noticing, right? Then also, right, the modulus of each root is equal to 1. So the modulus of each root equals 1, right? And on top of that, what we found was that for this one here, the z cubed equals 1, it formed a triangular shape centered, or triangle, centered at the origin, okay? And that, relating back to one of the previous videos that we looked at, was actually forming an equilateral triangle. This one you can see is forming a square, okay? So in actual fact, on an argand diagram, it forms an n-gon, okay? So if you had 5, you'd have a pentagon. So z to the 5 equals 1 would be a pentagon. Z to the 6 equals 1, you would have the roots forming a hexagon, okay? So the roots form an n-gon on the argand diagram. Okay, a regular n-gon like that. Okay, so there are a lot of things that we are noticing, and we're going to formalise this in the next video.